was put out earlier, a false misrepresentation of a young man who was in our program, Jakari McLaughlin. The report was false, and that young man was nothing but a pleasure for our organization and in our locker room, on and off the court. He was truly a professional. He helped us every day while he was here, and the departure was mutual. At the end of the day, this is a business, but the false misrepresentation that was put out there earlier today was totally false, and we just want to make sure we clear that up for J-Rock because he's an unbelievable kid. Now to your question.
Just to underline that, so in the locker room, he was a pleasure to have.
1,000%. Yeah, everything in that, what I read in that was false. There was no cancer, none at all. We pretty much dislike that he's gone. I mean, just because of who he is. But this is a business, and we get it. But I don't want anything to be put out there negatively about that kid.
Coach, what a way to emerge from an 0-3 start. What pleased you most?
There was a lot of things, but before I start and answer your question, I want to address a situation that was put out earlier, a false misrepresentation of a young man who was in our program, Jakari McLaughlin. The report was false, and that young man was nothing but a pleasure for our organization and in our locker room, on and off the court. He was truly a professional. He helped us every day while he was here, and the departure was mutual. At the end of the day, this is a business, but the false misrepresentation that was put out there earlier today was totally false, and we just want to make sure we clear that up for J-Rock because he's an unbelievable kid. Now to your question.
Just to underline that, so in the locker room, he was a pleasure to have.
1,000%. Yeah, everything in that, what I read in that was false. There was no cancer, none at all. We pretty much dislike that he's gone. I mean, just because of who he is. But this is a business, and we get it. But I don't want anything to be put out there negatively about that kid because he was nothing but a great person in our locker room. So we're going to miss him. We understand that that things going to happen, but we don't want nobody to put out any bad misrepresentation of news out there on him.
So it's just a basketball decision. Obviously, you brought him in to do a job, and I guess you guys weren't happy with the job he was doing. So.
No, this wasn't that we weren't happy with his job. It's just at the end of the day, we're trying to find a way for pieces to fit, just like any other organization in this league. And so, it was just at the end of the day, we have to find ways or put people in position to help us win. And not saying he wasn't able to do it or we wasn't doing it. It was just some things that we just need to be better at. And, but that was it. That was it, just basketball. So anything that was just put out there negative about that kid is totally wrong.
Coach, do you reckon it might have been different had Will not picked up the eye injury and Jakari been able to play behind Will?
Possibly, and that's what we was looking at, for him to come off the bench to unite that firepower off the bench because he's a really good player, athlete, understanding student of the game, and but just sometimes when guys be put in a different position, and then the team is not successful, then we got to find a way to make moves. And this wasn't nothing on him. We all had some part of being 0-3, and things like that just wasn't on one man.
So you after a new import point guard as soon as possible?
Import player, and somebody to help us impact our team, just similar to help us get wins like tonight. Just the same way the professional as Jakari was, and at the end of the day, try to help us on the basketball court. That's what it's about.
Does tonight's result affect the urgency around that, Justin?
Yes and no. Yes and no. We want to make sure that whoever we bring in fits our culture on and off the court. And our culture is, different from everyone else. Our locker room is extremely tight, and somebody has to come in and understand that and accept the role that is given to them, and hopefully that they can flourish in it. But yes, it's no rush to bring someone in, but that may or may not fit us because of their ability.
Obviously, there was a lot riding on this game. 0-3. What sort of impressed you most? I guess defensively, you guys were really solid.
Yeah, one of our goals was just set the tempo, push the ball. We wanted to find different ways to score. We know we were missing 8 to 10 points out of J-Rock not being here, and we know other guys, DPs, IRs, who was going to suit up, maybe have an opportunity to play. But the guys who were, our like Swaka and T-Rod, we had to ask more of them. And so getting on the rim like Swaka did, advancing the ball up, like T-Raw did and playing the point guard position, and maybe less minutes out of big fella JaVale and more production, and our pace was different. So everybody had to sacrifice something, but at the end of the day, we all enjoying the win tonight.
You better like the fact that certain players are double figures.
Yeah, almost 8. I'm mad at Harry. No, that's Hawks basketball. That was kind of us last year, right? Consistently on 29 games, we got multiple contributions out of a lot of guys, 5+ men. And so with the crowd behind us today, uplifting us, giving us that encouragement, and just the guys understand that we wanted to come out and play like our pants was on fire or something with our back against the wall, and we just wanted to play well in front of those fans.
Wani, I hope you don't mind me making this comparison, but did that feel like last year's championship sort of form, the pace, the scoring in the defensive plan?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, that's what we were, trying to do this year. Kind of replicate last year. We knew it's going to take some time and stuff, but we're glad that we finally got on the board. And the way we play, that was Hawks basketball.
You weren't even born back in 1983 when a bloke called Phil Smythe was playing in the NBL. He is the last bloke to have 20 points, 10 assists and 5 steals, something Tyler Harvey did tonight. So the first bloke who wants that more than 40 years. What's it like being on the court when Tyler's in that sort of form?
Oh, it's fun, man. I mean, even though he
had 5 steals.
Yeah, 5 steals.
Playing defense.
Yeah, I mean, when Tyler's playing defense, it's unbelievable, and it helps us a lot. But it's fun. Tyler getting on the rim, dishing it out to us when it hits me.
every blue moon, huh?
But no, I love playing with Tyler. Just today was elite, all around, defensively, offensively.
And there's been, I guess, the last 24 hours with J-Rock leaving, coming into this game 0-3, I guess it's been like a tough period for the club. What does this win mean going forward?
It means we're on the board like everybody else with a win on the column. So that's all that it means. We actually felt that we completed and put a whole game together, effort in. And, we talked about earlier in the shoot-around that I'm always worried about 40 minutes of defense and effort and multiple efforts out there on the defensive end. We'll figure out how to win if we do that. So it was just mainly just guys. I didn't see the effort on the defensive end in New Zealand, and the guys did it 10 times better today.
This club's got a proud Indigenous past, and Johnny Nartle on NBL debut. They don't come much better than that. Huge win and big impact when he got on there. That must fill you with pride, Coach.
Yeah, Sparkle Narkle. He did his thing today. He's a quiet one, but I'm glad he was out there to get some exposure. He's a champion in the NBL 1, so he understands how to compete and play. And I'm glad he got a chance to get out there and get a steal in a bank 3.
If Will gets the green light this week, do you play him next Saturday?
If he can suit up, yeah, we need all the bodies we can. But we just want to make sure that at the end of the day, his health is more important. And we know when he comes back, his condition is not going to be that great. So we just got to make sure that we don't add any injuries trying to push somebody back too soon.
So when would you know that if he's fit? Is it a week-by-week thing, or is it a time thing?
It is. I mean, once he gets cleared, I listen to my EMTs, and once they say, "Hey, JT, you can play him this amount of minutes or get this production out of him," but knowing William, he's going to want to get out there and play 38, 40 minutes as soon as the doctor clears him. So we got to, dial him down a little bit. But just his energy at practice, his support on the bench at the games, man, he's just itching to get out.
And I think you guys ain't get back here for another couple of weeks with 2 road trips, is that right? Southeast and
Yeah. This is one of the toughest schedules, that a team can ask for. But when we come back, we just love playing in front of our home crowd. But last year we were successful on the road, and our mentality wants to get back to that, and try to find a way to compete and get some wins on the road too.
JT, I thought Wani tonight with the second unit was great. What did you make of his performance?
Great job. B did a really good job. He was energetic. He was getting guys in their spots, and sometimes he'll black out and do his thing here and there. But you gotta take and give a little bit. But Wally, but on the defensive end and the shot making ability was great.
Zoom?
Good.
You on Zoom? Buluk?
Yep. Thank you, Hawks fans. See you soon.